Yo, what's good?
Hey,
What's
Mac.
going on, Nova?
Relaxing. How are you?
Mmm. I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm cool. I had to, you know, take care of some business. Barely made it here on time,
Hmm.
but we are here,
We made it.
and kind of relocated my shooting location a little something. So
I see you.
kind of moved some shit around. Wanted to be more comfortable. Now I got like a whole comfortable setup. And soon I'm gonna be shooting this from the camera, but not the camera on the computer. I'm gonna get a different camera for this because I don't
Hmm.
want to keep using my phone for this shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, Fancy.
Yeah, gotta continue to build and progress. That's the name of the game.
Build the brand.
Building and progressing is
Yes.
what it's all about.
How was your
Because if
weekend,
you're
Mac?
not, oh, ooh, child, ooh, child, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Okay. Hi, Joy.
Hey Joy, what's up? As y'all pull up on here, don't forget to hit that like button and do that whole sharing thing. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have our mood music playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
like,
Not.
you gotta have some mood music up in this bitch. I mean, when I'm laying down to lay down, I like to have some music in the background. You know, so
A
sweet
drink for
sound.
that. There we
Sweet,
go.
sultry sounds of the social experiment, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes, we are here. We are in your speakers. We are on your YouTube. We are on your Facebook. We are everywhere you want to be like Visa. And, you know what I'm saying? So we trying to make sure that this shit cranks off. I'm also excuse me, I gotta wake up the masses and let them know, bring y'all black asses to the show. So pardon me as I hit the button real quick,
Okay.
because these people, if you don't tell them it's on, even though you got a million notifications, um, they don't see it and they be like, "Oh, I didn't know." I'm
But we here
like,
every
"Yeah, well,
Tuesday.
I'd be like, now you know, motherfuckers. Now you know." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we're gonna do something with this group too, like this social experiment group. I need to see more of them motherfuckers involved in this show because I feel like most of the people that watch this show aren't even necessarily in the Facebook group. They're just people that watch it because they've been watching it from the profile page or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, you have it on your profile page?
I shared it to my profile page.
That works.
Mhm.
But that's the point is, actually you should have your own feed too, but I don't know. It's
We'll figure out the technicalities.
yeah, because it's one of those things where I just, I need more people. I need more people like from the actual Facebook page jumping in on this shit because that shit is essential. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, all the participation because we be covering some really good stuff.
hey, Lisette, we appreciate you watching from time to time. You get
Hi,
in where you fit
Lisa.
in. You know what I'm saying? That's how it works.
Yeah,
You get in where you fit in at,
we
and that's
appreciate.
how it starts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I need y'all to stop having me on having to get permission to share this shit in y'all groups. That shit is too much work. I gotta wait for y'all to fucking see it and approve it. And some of y'all a little slow with that. Like I seen somebody approve it like 4 in the morning. I'm like, we done already.
They're probably too busy watching Max.
Nah, they too busy being wherever they at. That's not here. That's what it is.
Hey,
And
G.
I need people to give me that administrative access so I can drop this knowledge in y'all areas real quick. Nova got some shit to pop off. You know what I'm saying?
Putting some flavor in your ear, right?
Word, she definitely got that. She got that certifiable professional. She let you know if you 730 or 50/40. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my gosh. What's 50/40?
You don't want to be 50/40. And 730 is bad. You don't want to be 50/40. 50/40 is like you just gave up everything.
Oh my
You know what I'm
goodness.
saying? Like you that means you are eating Cocoa Puffs through your nose.
Listen, life be hard. I remember I went through something and I told my therapist, I said, I can respect people who lose their mind. Stuff be hard knock life. Like things are hard knock life. So I get it. I don't even judge people anymore. I'm like, you know what?
Oh,
Heard.
somebody said they could put their podcast on their station for $60. Huh.
What's that?
We send the opera. I don't know who it is. It's
Okay.
just somebody DM me and said that, but I figured I'd say it since we on here. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how my promo deals work because
Oh,
I have literally made people money. Like people who have promoted their stuff on here have been selling their stuff. Forget what the number might look like at the second. You got to understand that the people that is seeing this shit now or later is really spending money on things that they see that look like something that's useful for them.
yeah.
And the way we work is we do barter deals where it's like, I do for you, you do for me.
Yeah.
And that's how we
That's the
make these
culture.
deals work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the way that we play in this game. That's the way that love goes.
So
You
speaking of
know what I'm saying?
love, that's our transition point, right? Because we're gonna be talking about relationships today. But before we talk about that, I just want to say that I had a beautiful weekend.
Did you? What did you do?
So, ladies' night always,
Hey
and I'm
Doc.
always get with the ladies. So had some ladies' night Friday night.
Hold on,
Saturday,
let me say hello. I don't want to be rude. Hey Jeep, what's up? CJ, hey boo.
you
All right, go
late.
ahead.
You late. I've been saying hello to these beautiful ladies the whole time.
Listen, I was typing over here. You know what I'm
It's okay.
saying?
So anyway, Saturday I spent most of my day recuperating, and then I had to go to work because I had a really important presentation Monday to work on. And then Sunday
Mm.
I spent I went to brunch, and then
Mm-hmm.
I cooked dinner, and
Okay.
I had a beautiful time at home.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
I
So
did.
Keisha,
Hey
let me tell
Keisha.
you something. I'm gonna admit this was a good weekend. It definitely was. The ladies came out this weekend. They
Okay.
showed up. They showed out. And yeah, like I
Okay.
said, I will definitely say, hey Leah, what's up, boo? There's the other one right there.
Oh, that's right. Show up, ladies.
You know what I'm saying? And number three is hiding somewhere, but she be in her own little world working and shit. Leah, maybe you could go fetch her because I know you be hitting her up. You know what I'm saying?
I love
But
it.
my whole thing is that, like I said, this weekend, and you see, I got my shirt on. Lola, actually, I think Lola got this for me for Christmas. It's like she knows me or something because the shirt says "Can't stand idiots." CSI.
Oh my gosh, who gave him that shirt? Lola,
So
take that shirt back. We cannot. We can't be amping him
listen,
up.
listen. This shirt is very much accurate. You understand what I'm saying? Because I really can't stand them. But I didn't deal with a lot of idiocy this weekend. It was a lot of good times. As I said, me and the ladies all went out. We had fun. We
Mhm.
was drinking. I got fucking smitty, super smacked, drinking. Had a
Yeah.
great fucking time. Part of me setting up something so I can put my feet up while I'm talking to y'all. Um, and it just was great. Like I just really enjoyed myself and definitely had my hands full, you
I
know,
agree.
because I like the whole titties in groups. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why have one pair of titties when you can have three pairs of titties?
Oh, that's true.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But we gonna talk about it today
Yeah.
because though I live in a world where I'm functioning in a relationship with people, ladies who operate and are like-minded like myself, there are many people, including myself, who have dealt with many situations where I dated people or attempted to date people who were not LS like I was.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be a challenge
Mm-hmm.
because what I find is, and I understand why it happens a lot, because to be honest with you, a lot of times when it comes to trying to date somebody in the LS, that shit is a crapshoot. It's a chicken run. It's so many different things because it's hard to tell which direction somebody's going. A lot of people tend to be inconsistent with their communication because they got shit coming at them all over the place and they don't know how to hone in so they could get with those who they really want to get with. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to see those things from what I see as issues, which is why people tend not to end up with somebody in the LS. They might end up bringing somebody in,
Uh-huh.
or
Mm-hmm.
and Sean, if you're watching, because you're the one that offered the $60 to put on your station, you got to hit me up before the show and ask me. Once I'm shooting, I ain't negotiating. Anyway, so like, share, and subscribe though. To do that in the meantime. We can talk turkey later, see what's going on. Um, now, like I said, it's one of those things where I feel like it can work if everybody's like open. If you have the right person, like if they're open minded to what's going on,
Yeah.
but they just don't necessarily care to participate in it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that being able to work.
Huh.
What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know, Max, because as I grow in my LS journey, I'm experiencing so many things in terms of like dating, expectations, um,
Hmm.
and navigating that. I had a really big heart to heart conversation with one of my sisters this past week about, like I'm less than a year in, and so most people who know me before lifestyle, and now that I am, officially in the lifestyle, they're experiencing me as that, and there's an adjustment. And so I wasn't really aware of that because I was like, I'm living my life. I'm having an amazing time. Like, what's wrong with that? It's like, no, there's nothing wrong with that. But people who aren't used to that, who aren't lifestyle, don't know much about that. And so having to be patient with people in my life who are still vanilla, because most of my life people are still vanilla, and navigating my truth, I'm still trying to figure out that balance. And so I don't know
Hmm.
what it would be like to uh I haven't had a lifestyle or vanilla relationship since myself being in the lifestyle. So I'm open to it. I know that one of the key things is communication. And what I find is people say they want communication, and most of the time they can't handle the communication.
Well, this is like, you ever seen any shows where they had a representation of God present, right?
Mm.
And the explanation that they would give, even though obviously it was an actor or actress, or actor, because they never let God be a woman, which is weird. But anyway, so in these examples, I remember there was one show. It was like, how come, you have all these people that's praying to you and all this other thing, and you don't give them the things that they're asking for, and blah, blah, blah. And they said something very profound. It's like, often people ask for things but don't truly understand what it is that they really want or need.
So if you was to give them every whim that they desire, they'd end up destroying themselves because
Mm-hmm.
they don't really know what they want or need. A lot of people aren't really aware of what they want or need. Like, you ever seen something go wrong and in the end it actually ends up being a way better circumstance because you wanted this thing to happen like this, but because that fucked up, you ended up doing this, which ended up being a better circumstance for you overall. Some
Yeah.
people call it God's plan, some people call it whatever. I'm not religious, so me talking all that is like, I'm not gonna tell anybody what to believe per se. But my whole thing is that I do believe that there is options and paths that are set in place for you. But you do have the free thinking, the freedom of choice to make your own decisions as to what it is that you do.
Yeah, and one of the things
And
that oh, go ahead,
a
Max,
lot
and
of
I
times people tend to choose things that aren't so great. Like, women will claim that they want a certain type of man. That certain type of man will come and they will fumble the bag in an amazing display of stupidity.
what?
Like, I mean, I've seen this bag. I've personally seen that bag fumbled on a legendary level.
What makes it legendary?
And I know that men do it too. Like, they'll have that woman. They said, I wanted this woman that was like this, had a titty like this, the ass like that, and she's about her business. And da, 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 da. Then he get with her, and the first thing he do is get caught cheating with Dust Bunny number one, instead of necessarily operating within a more transparent mindset when he first met her, saying, hey, listen, I'm not necessarily a one woman man. If that works for you, then we can make it work. Because I think that's another thing, just to swing back to the topic of the non LS versus the LS couples. Well, I'd say a LS and non LS combination is that a lot of times one of them doesn't really reveal their lifestyle choice at the beginning. Like, they just meet at a bar and some regular shit. They're talking. You're like, damn, I really want to fuck with this person. That happens both on the woman's side and the male side. And
Mm-hmm.
I think with the women, it's more of a challenge. Like, if she's lifestyle and the guy isn't, because the women are afraid that the man's going to judge them for the fact that they obviously are more body counted than the average woman because they're swinging.
Yeah.
And I know that that's a challenge a lot of times because with us men, I'll keep it 100 with you. 99.9% of the time, even when I tell a vanilla girl that, the most they might do is ask some questions. They're like, oh, word, or da da da. But if they still was going to give me the cheeks, they still was going to give me the cheeks. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my experience. Now, I know you're a newbie, Nova. So how do you think this will go for you?
Well, I'm a spiritual person, so I'm gonna say pray for me, right? So one of the things I wrote down when you were talking is what you desire versus what you can handle and manage. And so a lot of people desire things, or they may think that, like, oh, this is appealing, oh, this is nice. And similar to what Nigina said, like, a lot of times people are excited about the idea of, being in the lifestyle or the idea of a person, but they don't know how to handle or manage the responsibility of it. Right. And so it's just like people who want to be wealthy. It's like, are you a good money manager now? Right. And so I think your character comes into it, whether you're lifestyle or vanilla. I do think it's important. One of the things I've learned is that my honesty and transparency makes me feel better when I'm engaging in anything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
people know what they're getting into. So I like that. That's much different for
Right.
me than being vanilla. But I think people say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. And then they can't. And they can't handle it or they can't manage it.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you a funny story. My ex, well, one of my exes, not. the most recent one, but one of them, she was vanilla. And I actually didn't have a problem operating in that way because I've been in the LS for a while. So with me, at that point, I kind of was in a position of I could take it or leave it. I wasn't going to abandon my friends. I still came to events sometimes, but I just didn't play. I'd come there, I'd hang out, blah, blah, blah. She knew I was going. I even invited her to come along. But, wasn't her thing. She's a little tight when it comes to that stuff. So she wasn't going to roll. Um, Ironically, since then, she's asked to go with me because we're still cool. But now I'm like, you ain't built for this shit. I know she ain't built for this shit. So I wouldn't even. But anyway, the funny thing of it is that her being vanilla and me trying to function as one wasn't even the problem. It was other things, like other basic relationship stuff. Because, hey, Vanessa, vanilla is basically, is basically all of y'all, all of you lovely people who exist in the regular dating sexual world. You don't really function in the kink world. The lifestyle is basically a world of various kinks under the umbrella called the lifestyle, where you have your BDSM, your swingers, your nudists and exhibitionists, and all the other millions of things that are involved in it. If you're not functioning in that community under that umbrella, then you would be considered a vanilla from people in that community.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave the more in-depth definition, Joy, because I want her to understand. Because she doesn't mess with this stuff. Vanessa's an amazing woman, though, but she don't.
Hi, Vanessa.
Oh, trust me, if she came around, y'all, the women and men would be trying to get her for real because she's gorgeous. Gorgeous from head to toe, for real. But anyway,
so what were the normal things in your relationship that you were dealing with that it didn't work out, right? Because I feel like normal things, I don't know. Help me out.
Normal things was, well, the thing is with me is I'm hypersexual.
Mm-hmm.
And I have certain expectations of a woman if she's going to deal with me. Now, before I started my relationship, I specifically laid my terms down as the things that I expect. I said, I can walk this monogamous journey with you, but I need to know that you can operate on a certain level because you got to take all of my energy. And I felt like that contract was signed, but it wasn't sealed and delivered to the level it should have been.
Understood.
And then there were other little things that were neglected and things and blah, blah, blah. And, I don't want to throw the girl under the bus. She's not even here to defend herself. But long story short, it just didn't add up to being a conducive relationship to me. But we broke up under positive terms. Like, we shook hands. I mean, I did the woman's fucking taxes this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I do taxes, y'all, just in case anybody needs those services.
I'm not even gonna do my taxes until April.
Yeah, you're gonna get your tax money back like fucking September because the IRS is understaffed.
I have not gotten tax money back in 5+ years. Okay,
that's because you have the wrong niggas doing. You got the wrong niggas doing your taxes. We'll talk about this offline. We ain't gonna do this here. Because I'll tell you, I worked all last year as a 1099 worker, and even I got a little something back. You understand? There was no income tax money in that, and I still got something back. Because it's called write-offs. You got to do all your write-offs. You got to know your write-offs. Anyway.
She in the same vein as you, her ex did her taxes too. Okay, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Hey, Wino, I will happily teach you the cheat codes because I am very good at that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Liz.
Like one of the people whose taxes I did, and I did it legally, by the way, not no funny shit. I don't do none of that cheating, the IRS stuff. I don't play them games because I don't like jail and I don't like penalty. And I won't do anybody's taxes like that. But by the time I finish with this girl's write-offs, she don't even have one 1099 business. All she had was income tax, and she owned an expensive home. And when I finished writing off her shit, because she did have write-offs, work expenses, and other stuff, she got back a total of $17,000. You understand what I'm saying? So, granted, keep in mind, y'all, she's a high earner. So, put that in your perspective. But still, this is somebody who, on average, only got between 8 to 10 grand back in total. So, I know what the fuck I'm doing. And your shit will be ready for audit because everything that I inputted was stuff that she gave to me. So, even when they try to give you a hard time, because they will audit you for the bigger amounts, all you got to do is show, listen, this is that, this is the house equity, this is blah, 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 blah. Now give me my fucking money.
Yes, tax classes with Max coming soon.
Yeah, we'll do that another time. But, like I said, I know I do too much. Somebody's going to say that. You got too many different jobs you do. I'm West Indian. What you want me to do? Anyway, so listen. Anyway, so
your last relationship, so it was because you felt like, and I think that's most relationships, you felt like, okay,
yes,
these are the terms that we agreed to, but they weren't able to be upheld.
Yes.
And that is important. And I think, but I also think that happens, it doesn't matter if it's vanilla or lifestyle, because even talking to lifestyle people in the past, 9 months since I've been in the lifestyle, people will say something, oh yeah, and then they're not okay with it, right? And one of the things that I struggle most with is my busyness. And I know, because I actually listen to you sometimes, like, okay, you make time for what's important to you, but sometimes there's no time, right? Like sometimes there's no time. Every Tuesday, we talked about this, is my long day. Sometimes I don't have time to respond right then, but I'll get to it when I can. But if it's not within like a half an hour, people catch an attitude.
That's a fact.
Like,
and here's the thing. Here's the thing that I noticed. And Regina, we're going to get to that comment because I want to roll back to that in a minute. Because she has said something about on the asking for thing. We're going to swing back on that. That's why I didn't say nothing about that comment. Here's the thing, right? Now, what I see a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves. I think a lot of times a woman wants that dick, a dude wants that pussy, and they will sit up here and pretend that they can handle something that they really can't handle.
Yes.
Like, you dating a woman in the lifestyle, and I'm sure you can attest to this, Nova.
Yeah.
You deal with somebody that's non-lifestyle, and they know your lifestyle, and you're swinging, and they're tripping because they're thinking about the fact that somebody else is railing your ass at some time or another, and they can't handle that conversation. So what they end up doing is acting all extra with you. They're getting overprotective and huffy and, all of that stuff, And to me, that's extremely annoying, but I don't really blame him. I blame you because in reality, you knew you was dealing with somebody who couldn't handle that shit. You knew that. But because that dick was dicking, you didn't want to let that motherfucker go. And I understand, especially with women, because us men, we're more mas o menos with this shit. If the chick's annoying, I guess, I don't know because I don't fuck dudes, but from what I hear, it's not easy to find a decent piece of wood out here. So when you find something that really hits you in the right spot,
literally,
you tend to put up with a lot more of that than you would if they weren't necessarily that. You would have broomed them like, you know what I'm saying?
No. So I'm in all the women's defense, right? Yes, we love good D and great D, right? But I think one thing for me that's also important, because just like women.
Hold on. We gotta put this up. Look at this. This is so true. Thank you, Kanita. Holler at her for some life insurance, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's really good. Me and a couple of my family members got life insurance through her.
Oh,
So
good.
it's
Yes,
valid.
good.
Yeah.
You're responsible.
But anyway, look at this comment.
I
If
see it.
people stop dating the potential, her damn accent. If people stop dating the potential and date reality, that wouldn't happen. And that's very true.
That is true. That
And
is
that
real.
goes back to why it's your fault.
No. So what I'm saying,
Go ahead and defend yourself.
yeah. So to me, it's not just good D or great D or phenomenal D.
Mm-hmm.
It's someone who is dependable, someone who genuinely cares about you, someone who is present and all of those things, who answers the phone every time you call. Those are important factors. So then say you're with someone or you know someone, you're hooking up with someone, whatever, that has those qualities and they may not understand the lifestyle. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's worth being more gracious and patient for, because some qualities are more important than others. So yeah, the D is great, but if you're someone I can call when I'm stressed out and I'm overwhelmed, even if I haven't spoken to you in a while, that's important to me too.
Uh-huh. Listen,
Not just the
I
D.
agree with that because conversation is essential. But I'm gonna say this. My thing is that from what I see, maybe I'm being a pessimist about it or whatever.
You know,
But what I see is I see a lot of times that we tend to date and deal with people, and a lot of times we ignore the obvious shit. Like, I will say this. A lot of people that end up dating non-LS people, I understand why. And like I said, I'm gonna swing back to this one more time. The problem is most people in LS aren't reliable to communicate with. Well, I won't say most. I'll say a lot of them are
mm,
terrible communicators because most human beings are not good at multitasking.
right.
It's just a fact. You see them trying to multitask and turn into a fucking mess. And most human beings are not multitasking. I'm doing like 6 things while I'm talking to y'all, but y'all wouldn't even know it because I'm good at multitasking.
Right.
That's why I can have more than one girlfriend because I know how to use each part of myself individually. But that's a skill. Everybody doesn't have that.
Right.
You need to learn to work within the truth of what you're capable of. Half the people in the lifestyle, if they had somebody they cared about that was getting the shit fucked out of them, be it male or female, they would not be able to handle it because they're not really about this life. They just fucking because they single.
Mm.
The moment, you know how many times I see people, the moment they get in a relationship, all of a sudden, I'm stepping out of lifestyle, y'all. I'm going to do this relationship. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because you wasn't really about this life. You was just passing through until you found a winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kanita, I'm gonna delete your comment if you don't cut that shit out. Talking about LS men don't have standards. I got standards, goddamn it. I don't just,
Oh, she's
you know what I'm saying.
But
And
is that true?
considering some of the smelly booger bears that I've seen some women hump up on, I could say the same thing because my nose is hypersensitive and my eyes work very well. And
Don't be
I ain't trying to hate on those fellas, but you know me, I keep it 100. And I see some of the booger wolves that some of these women be humping on too. So it ain't just the men. The women be doing that shit too. And then on top of that, these dudes be smelling like I remember one dude was slinging this girl, and you could smell his dreads all up in the damn playroom.
not too much on the locks. Y'all gotta stop coming for us natural locked people, okay?
Listen, most natural lock people don't smell like that. My mother had natural locks for 20
Okay.
something years. I ain't never smelled her shit. And that was my mama. She's all in my face.
Okay. Joy is right.
This dude came in and stank up a whole room with his hair.
Okay. One person, not all locked.
But nonetheless, I will swing back. I want to go back to this comment because this is very true. And I want to give her flowers for her moment when she said this. Now,
That's
Nagina said, I said her name wrong, Nagina.
Gina.
But Nagina, see, I wasn't going to do that. I was trying not to. Anyway, I feel like I feel like a lot of times people are excited about the idea of a certain kind of person. And when they get that, they aren't ready or know how to handle what it is that they're asking for. This is very true.
So
And this
that's
goes back to what we were just saying.
that's
See, I know
fine.
how to time these comments, baby. I be, you know what I'm saying? That's why we a team. You keep the ball rolling while I swing back to grab a little something. But you know, Trudy, that was the first person he was playing with. He had just got there. He came there with his head funky. Okay. And I remember I went out on a date with a girl one time. It was the summertime, never forgot. Because we went to the movie theater. I was like 28 at the time. Shorty was bad. Like, I mean, she was the kind of bad where even a shorty that straight would want to eat this shit from the back. You understand what I'm saying? She was one of the eye candy models that I had with the fashion magazine I was running at the time. And we went out on a little excursion. I was like, go to little movies, do a little bullshit. I'm a bust ass, all that good stuff. Routine situation. Back in my savage days. Um,
Like sunlight.
and we at the theater. We had walked from the train or whatever. Because at that time I wasn't driving my whip in the city. I didn't feel like it, so we took the train. She was cool with it because she wanted to walk around anyway. This girl's head smelled so bad. The top of her head smelled like she ran a marathon 10 times over and didn't wash the whole 10 days that she was on the marathon. Oh, the rest of her body was fine, but that scalp stank fucked up my whole mood. Like, I couldn't even do nothing with her after that. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, you gotta understand, you know, it's just, yep. And see, Trudy's telling it right now. And it's true. A lot of I went to some of those models, not to throw us off subject, but I always want to talk about it because we do what we do here.
We're gonna come back to you, Nigina.
Listen, not like I literally had one of these model girls. I came to her crib. This girl had like a mountain of old Chinese food and garbage in her garbage pail. I ain't never seen my dick got soft so fast I heard it slap my nuts.
That's a
And
fast.
I just was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I know some motherfuckers because when I was talking to my boys and they're like, how you ain't smashed? I said, the shit was disgusting. Like my dick wasn't gonna get hard in that. That was nasty. And they was like, nah, son, you could have just beat that shit. I was like, hey, y'all niggas. And I know a lot of dudes would have looked past that shit because the chick was a baddie, but yeah, it was some nasty work. It was some nasty work. But anyway.
So, all right. So that is true that people are excited about the idea of people and then they
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to handle it.
They don't know how to manage it when they smell like old stank. Yeah, we don't know how to manage it. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the idea
I
of,
know.
but that's true. Like when you say stuff like people want someone who's about their business. Okay, being about your business means that sometimes you're unavailable when somebody else would just want you to be available. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of dating someone who's about their business.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
very true.
I think we need to give some type of light to that because people are working. This economy is crazy. People are grinding hard, especially people who are single or yes, who are single, who've been single. It's like, all right, I gotta handle all this on my own. I don't have time for no what you doing text.
I mean, you don't get to set up a plan if I don't know what you're doing now.
Consistent what you
I'm
doing.
being an asshole about it. I know what you meant.
Yes. What you
I
doing?
know what you meant. Like
What's
honestly, there's shorties I don't even bother to hit them up because it's like if I know I'm not even about to see her, there's really no purpose in me. It's just because I don't want to be that guy. Hey, what's good? The most I might do is say a little good morning, whatever. Enjoy your day. But I'm not going to be constantly asking you throughout the day, hey, what's up? Now, I will sometimes because, I care and I'll
yeah.
communicate. But I'm not going to do that shit all the time because what is the purpose? Like, what are we doing?
Next, when I tell you, there's people who will be like, hey, WID. Oh, my biggest pet peeve, and I know it's petty, but I'm a teacher. GM is like, what the heck?
GM stands for what? General manager?
Exactly. Like,
Somebody says GM to me, I just look at them and I say, and I say MG. Don't send me no abbreviations. You better learn how to fucking spell.
that's what I
I'm
mean.
good at
Like,
leaving it. I'll leave a nigga on read, but I'll be like on red. I'll be like, oh, I didn't know what that meant, so I didn't respond to it because you could be saying anything. You know what I'm
GM
saying?
hurts me, and so it's like GM WID. Hey, HRU GM WI. It's like, what the heck? Why are you
In the
messaging?
age where you could send voice notes, if you really don't have the time to type this shit out, just I'm good at sending voice notes. I send
Yes,
voice notes to the girls all the time. I'll be like, da, 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 da. If I really got to tell them something, because my hands is busy, I be moving around. You know,
right.
like my hands is feeling anxious right now because I'm actually not doing anything else. Now I'm just talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is that if my hands aren't busy doing something, then I will text back and forth and it'll be pretty consistent. That's why you don't see me in the group chats that much because I don't know where these people be finding all this time. Like some people, I'll see them in a group chat and I'm like, yo, these people be messaging all day, every day. I'm like, even if you do have like a job where you're just sitting at the desk and like, don't you gotta pay attention to what you're doing sometimes? Because if your job is that easy, you better get ready for the rise of the machines because you about to be expendable.
Max, and that's so true. Like, I might leave a chat and come back and it's 347 messages. And I'm
hmm
like, I'm gonna see what the last 5 messages were. That's all you get from me.
Oh, I don't scroll back. I only backtracking I'll do is if it's Titty Tuesday. I backtrack on the titties though, but that's about it.
But
And
here's
you
the
know,
you can't do that. Like, I don't have time or capacity or energy for all of that.
why not?
Oh, did you freeze or did I freeze?
No, I didn't freeze. I'm just looking. I said,
You
why
said why?
not?
Because I want some substance. I want to have a substantial conversation. I want to know that you can have a conversation with me and not just GMWID me all day.
Do you actually have time or do you have phone conversations?
I would prefer a phone conversation so I can make the time. Like, okay, I may not be able to talk to you today, but I'll check in with you tomorrow around noon and we can have a whole conversation if you're available. I
Because here's
prefer
the thing. I have zero patience for text message conversation.
Yeah.
Like me, I'll answer something via text. I'll say some things here and there, but me, and that's just me. I'm not knocking anybody else's techniques or whatever. But like the girls know, if you want to talk to me, you got to talk to me because you texting, you might wait 6 hours for a response because I'm gonna just be doing other stuff and I might not see it right away. Like you gotta, if you want a quick response, you gotta hit me up. Like one person hit me up because the takeover or the floor crawl thing next week, they want to ride with me. It's somebody that I know.
Hmm.
So my whole thing was I didn't even see it, and the message was in there for like a good 2 3 days because I'm in like 10 different group chats, so the messages constantly get rolled down and all this other stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like
So
the voice
and
thing. Like, the voice notes are really, really awesome. And I feel like that's more intentional. I want to hear your voice, right? Like, I want to hear what you have to say. And then I want you to hear my voice as I respond. Cause then that makes me think, like, hold on, let me pause and give a more thoughtful response because this person took their time to do a voice note and not just a GM send.
yeah, and that's way better. Like, just drop a little message like, listen, you lifestyle daters, because I know y'all be multitasking. Because we talking about y'all today, and we talking about the vanillas too.
Yeah.
Well, listen, for you people with your poor communication, or you sending a text message or whatever, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. I've never took a girl serious that did not talk to me on the phone.
Yeah.
If you never talk to me on the phone, just know I didn't take you seriously.
Mm.
I just looked at you as because I feel like you're really letting me into your world and I'm letting you into mine when I'm sharing my time and conversation with you.
Yeah.
But when you're just throwing me a message and I'm throwing one back, even voice notes, that shit gonna get tired too. I want to have a dialogue.
Yes.
And we need to get back to that because those of y'all who are struggling in your LS, non LS relationships, a lot of it comes down to your lack of communication. It might be verbal communication, or it could even be nonverbal communication
Yeah.
because some of y'all don't spend any time together doing something. Like if you just because your lifestyle doesn't mean everything you do has to be LS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
Granted, did some LS activities try to happen? And things happen how they happen and all that stuff. But my whole thing is that you have to learn, and this is a key thing too. Whether if you're dating somebody that is in an opposing lifestyle to yours, you got to have enough of an open mind to want to go into their life and experience what they're doing as they are willing, just as much as they are willing to go into yours. Meaning, they need to come to if you're LS, they need to be willing to come to an event with you and just see what happens, see what's going on, see what it's about. They don't have to come all the time, but they should accompany you every now and again because it's not just about playing. Check out the atmosphere. Realize that these aren't some wild and crazy mutants from the planet Zod. They're regular people with regular lives that just have some extra kinks to them. Because a lot of people watch too many movies and think that crazy shit that they see on TV is how that shit plays out. Sometimes it does, but not all the time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of regular ass shit that happens that you would be surprised about once you pulled up. And for those that are if you got somebody that's not LS, you got to be willing to do things that are not LS related too. Like, oh my God, yes, you have to sit at a dinner and act normal and not have your nipples showing through your shirt or, trying to feel a girl up under the table, just chill out, have a normal dinner, go to a normal little spot, have a nice date night, and then, y'all can ragdoll afterwards like a normal couple would do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think that's so to take accountability. For me to take accountability, I'm also learning that when someone communicates, not to be defensive, right? Because immediately I want the person to know my heart and understand that wasn't my intention, but intention doesn't change impact. And because of that, I'm learning, and this is like within the past week, not to be defensive when someone is saying to me how they feel, because I'll be like, why do you feel like that? That's not true. That's not how I'm trying to make you feel. And if someone still feels like that, it doesn't matter how I was trying to make them feel, but it matters how they received it. And the same thing about forgiveness, right? So like, I may want you to forgive me based on me doing this thing, but that's not how they want to see the changed act or the changed behavior, right? They may need to be able to forgive me in a different way. So I'm learning.
And what way would that be?
So
give
like,
an example.
So an example could be like, oh, I apologize. And I might say, why don't you come over and I'll do this? But somebody might need space and they may need to see me being consistent before they can accept that apology.
Okay. Because sometimes action has to precede the words.
And action has to be consistent for the words to be believed. And the action has to be an action that they can receive, not an action that I want to give. Like I might be like, all right, well, I'll see you on Monday. And they're like, no, I'll see you on Tuesday, or something like that. And then and then you go back and forth because like, well, I did want to see you on Monday kind of thing, So it's hard. Like dating is tough because you're not only considering yourself, but you have to consider the other person and how they receive information and how they receive love, consistency, care, all that stuff. Like, share, and subscribe.
No, you could have kept talking.
Oh, okay.
I wanted you to keep going. I was just pointing. I'll be doing my little gestures. But like she said,
I'm learning how to take accountability and not be defensive, because
Mm-hmm.
I know my heart is pure and I just want you to see how I feel. And I want you to know that that's not what I meant. And it's also because I don't like conflict. So like, I just want the conflict to hurry up and be over, and everyone doesn't process it the same way.
Now, do you feel like sometimes the mission of truly resolving the issue falls a little short because you're very quick to resolve the conflict, even
Yeah.
if it means giving up some ground on something that you really shouldn't give up ground on?
I don't know. I think that I just want the conflict to hurry up and be over with. So I don't really necessarily get to the meat of the matter. I
See,
just
that's a
want,
mistake, though.
I know I'm taking my accountability.
No, it's great, but I'm just throwing it in your face. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because my whole thing is that you've got to dig to the soul of the matter.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything you're doing is just window dressing. And
Yeah.
if all you're doing is applying window dressing, it's kind of like if you put perfume on a dirty body, it's going to smell like sweet shit. It's not going to smell good. You have to purify yourself from deep within. And that's very important because that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Let me knock on some of these comments real quick because they are talking some shit here. Let's see.
Yes.
Now, Kanita said that she thinks it's based on attraction that you have with the person. And I could say, yeah, that can be true. But I could also say, I could say that the nature of an attraction can set the tone as to how the relationship goes, because a
Yeah.
relationship that is more carnal in nature can determine how deep you might actually go with somebody in comparison to a relationship that actually has some structure, some depth to it, where you might be a little bit better at digging deeper into the meat of the issue, Nova. You know what I'm saying? Because that surface level shit, it gets you stressed.
I know.
And this is also true.
Very true.
Communication skills have got lost when social media and texting became popular. That is one of the things that I see personally, being an old school head, because I'm an old head and shit. So I remember the days when you had to remember phone numbers and have conversations, falling asleep on the phone with a shorty, like late at night and shit, with your mom's yelling at you, like, it's late, get off the phone. Because this is the only way that y'all could talk and shit. It wasn't none of that texting and none of that other shit. You know what I'm saying? You even have to write a letter or something, get a little pen and paper and do a little something.
That's right.
Now, Jonathan said, and yes, and see, this goes to what I was saying to you. The
Yeah.
apology without matching energy is pointless because you have to align yourself with them
Hmm.
before you can even make the movements to an apology. Because how can you apologize for something if you don't know what you're feeling when you're apologizing?
I think for me, it's just I don't want you to feel any kind of way toward me. Now let me also be specific. This is only for people, someone that I care about, right? Like
Uh huh.
that's different, right? So like other people who I just met and it's like, oh, you didn't text me back, like I'm not worried about that. But someone who I know I care about, who I know cares about me, it's like I just don't want you to be upset anymore, right? Like I don't want
Mm-hmm.
you to be upset anymore. And so whatever I gotta say so that you're not upset anymore, let's do
That's a
that. But
mistake.
that doesn't always work.
That's a mistake because you can't cap just to not keep them upset. Because you're so busy being a pleaser, you're actually destroying the relationship in the long run. Because what you're doing is the proverbial sweep it under the rug technique because you just want to move on from the topic because it's
Like right
volatile.
now.
And, and because of that volatility, you're sitting up there and saying, "Oh, nah, I don't want to. I'm not going to deal with it, so I'll just ignore it." And the thing is, one day, either you're going to boil over, or they're going to go too far, and then it's going to turn into a big blow up. A lot of times, the things that happen in people's relationships that make them fall apart, a lot of the big blow ups that happen are simply failures to communicate when it was a base level situation. And if you dealt with it when it was a base level situation, you would not end up having to deal with it as an entire thing. Procrastination and communication will lead to annihilation of your relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I want to throw this one up here. Oh, Lord, Jonathan, his damn hugs. uh, now, CJ said that it ties into knowing your partner's communication style, which is true. And when you understand your partner's communication style, you understand how to level up and even up with them so
Yeah.
that you can then resolve it on a eye to eye level. And it
Yeah.
said people talk about learning love languages, but it's important to learn your partner's communication style too for the relationship to work. And that's a very, very wise thing because
That's
a
true.
lot of times we don't take the time to really know each other. Understand, no matter how long you deal with somebody, you're going to keep learning new things about them. There's nothing wrong with being ignorant to something. The
Yeah.
point of the matter is when you're paying attention, you can react and handle that on time instead of getting stuck in a situation where now you're in this perpetual cycle of, oh, they're stressing about this. I don't want to deal with it. I'm just going to be like, fine, 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 whatever, 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 and not really care
Yeah.
about the issue at hand. Because when you dismiss it, you set yourself up for a failing situation in the
Yeah.
long run. Like there's nothing good going to come out of you putting that off. And I'm repeating it multiple times because statistics show, and you know this because you've taken psych classes too. Human beings need to experience something at least 3 to 5 times or orally. And let's not be nasty right now. We're talking about oral as far as verbal communication.
I don't know. We talking about
You
hugs,
need
oral, all that.
listen. I'm not even dealing with that right now.
I don't know what we talking about.
And but my whole thing is that they need to hear things on multiple times so for it to sink in. So this is one of those things because this is important.
It
A
is.
lot of your relationships, you don't think that they're the shit, but they're in the shit, or at least halfway in the shit, no matter how much you try to front for the cameras, because y'all are not communicating on an even level. You're operating on this frequency, they're operating on that frequency. Y'all need to become in sync in order to be able to function and properly communicate things back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
And I will say, if you're a man, you need to be taking a leadership role in this because arguing back and forth, and this is not sexist, this is just true. Men, we got to stop going back and forth with these women like we are women. We are not. We are men. We have to learn how to just stop it because a person can't argue by themselves. When a woman is typically more emotional than us. So if they're already on an emotional tirade, just shut up and let them burn out the last of what they're saying. Let the cooler heads prevail. Get yourselves back in sync, and then finish the conversations you're actually having. Because once it gets elevated and temperatures rise, for men, our heart rates rise. We feel like we want to put our fist through a wall. Women, their temperatures rise, their emotions overload. Sometimes they want to cry, or sometimes they want to lash out on something too, or whatever the case may be. You said what?
I'm a crier. I'm pretty sure I cry like 2 to 3 times per week.
Yes. That's actually kind of healthy-ish, I heard.
So I think sometimes
It depends on what you're crying about, though.
I mean,
because if it's crying about dumb shit.
You know, like in my line of work, sometimes I feel full, but also like things can be overwhelming, and I just need to let it out. I'm not an angry person, and I think that's also why I like to avoid conflict as much as possible, because like conflict to me equals anger, and I don't like anger. So I'm a crier. I'm okay with that. What's CS stand for?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out too.
While learning communication styles are important, we have to be careful not to use CS as an excuse for not knowing how to communicate effectively. Is it use communication styles as an excuse not to know how to communicate? Like our
Yeah, that's
communication
probably
styles
what he
are
was abbreviating. His communication style.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. See, that's what he said. Yeah. And the thing is, that's true because we're all consenting logically, or at least some of us are
Not
logically
all logical.
functioning. I said some. I said some. You see the shirt.
Oh my
You know
god!
what I don't tolerate.
Somebody take that shirt back.
So the thing is that you have to learn if you want to deal with people other than yourself, you have to learn how to code change. You got to learn how to code switch. You got to learn how to speak their language, much like speak. Like I'll give you an example. I'm a person who has spent a lot of time in corporate America. As a person who spent a lot of time in corporate America, there's a certain vernacular, a certain code, a certain way that is spoken, a certain attitude, a certain tone that is expected in corporate America.
Hmm.
Now, when you go to the street, it's a totally different situation,
Hmm.
and you're speaking in a different vernacular because now you're out in the street. But in order to properly communicate with said individuals, regardless of whether I'm in the street or whether I'm in a boardroom, I have to understand that code switching skill. And the thing is more of us need to implement that in our relationships too. Because the things that we do, if you make these things habits, if you make these things that you do automatically, you don't have to try to do it. It will automatically happen. You will literally, like one day I might just have a camera follow me and I'm gonna go to like three different totally different like cultural and um economical um like environments. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna show you how in each environment there's a total switch without me sounding like I'm trying to put on a voice, because I'm not. I'm still being me,
Right.
but it's just the way that I project my vernacular, the way that I communicate to them. I make sure that my communication is nuanced to consider the level of communication that they function on. Because if I'm vibrating on a wavelength that they can't perceive, they're not going to get it.
And I think that it's a challenge sometimes because immediately, I'm not gonna lie, in my mind, I was like, I'm not code switching, right? But then I was like, okay, but I do want to understand what they're saying, and so I think it's that it is important to make sure that you're hearing and understanding for the sake of someone that you care to date, be around, and care about. So I guess that's
It's
important.
funny how this communication conversation
Hmm.
jumped all over this LS versus non LS circumstance. And you know why? Because honestly, a lot of y'all end up in those relationships because y'all are fucking liars. And
Not
that's just
y'all.
being honest.
Who's y'all?
Any of y'all who, and I'm not saying all, I never say all, but a lot of y'all in this because y'all liars. You meet somebody, you don't want to tell them the truth of who you is because you I don't want to be judged.
People do that.
People do that shit every day.
Hmm. Yeah.
My whole thing is that you cannot have a successful relationship if it's built on falsehood.
Yes.
In order for your relationship to work, you've got to make sure that you are being as 100% with them as you can possibly be.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because anything less than that is just going to create problems in the future.
Hmm.
And you're going to find yourself getting stuck because then you're in a relationship with somebody. They're looking for a future. They're looking for this. They're looking for that. Like there was a time I was talking to this girl when she told me she looking for a husband and kids and all that stuff. I said I had to check my because I mean she was fine. And I
Mhm.
knew that she wanted me because she told me, she's like, I'm ready for you to bust it. I want to bust it open for you, da, 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 and all that stuff. But like she literally wanted me to come over and have her link up with her and everything. And I just didn't do it. And I ended up telling her, like, I don't think this is gonna work because what you're looking for
Yeah.
ain't what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And it hurt my soul because I wanted to clap them cheeks. But this is the mature me, not the savage me would have bust that down and figured it out later. But this version of me, I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
So I had to let that one walk.
Yeah.
And sometimes I still be like, but
Yeah, that's integrity when you say, you know what, I know that what I want is going to hurt you, or what you want is not what I'm capable of, and let me just be transparent with you. And I have learned in the lifestyle transparency. I appreciate and respect transparency, and I give it to, because that is how any dating situation or even play situation is going to be most successful and feel the
hmm
best for me. Like, I come better if I know that you know what the situation is.
exactly. Like transparency is sexy as hell.
Yes.
Like transparency is fucking sexy. It is so much fun. Like I'm sitting there and I'm talking to you, like the girls are right there. We at the party. I'm talking to this girl. I'm twirling her around. I rubbed her booty because I was checking out and shit like that. I know her. Don't worry, it's somebody I know. It's
I
just
know
I hadn't.
you believe in
I,
consent.
I, I had no. I hadn't seen her in a while, so we was like getting on about stuff, and I'm checking her out, and the girl's right there. Nobody's feeling bothered in because that's stuff that I do now. Am I gonna try to bring her in or anything like that?
Right.
It's just something at the moment, which may be some moments or little activities or something. Well, never know. Might be a little something I feed to the girls. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is that the way I looked at it is that I love the fact that I don't have to sneak.
Yes.
Like that not sneaking thing, like that shit just feels a different type. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Like I
It's a
post
turn
shit up. I ain't got like my page is open to the public. Ain't everybody can see my page, even if they not my friend.
on.
I ain't gotta hide shit because ain't nobody can come to me and tell me shit. Even if somebody that's vanilla that's fucking with me or whatever was to come to me and be like, hey, but I didn't. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You can never come up to me and hit me with the I didn't know.
Right.
Because you knew. And I
Yeah.
love living in that spot. And I'm gonna tell you a lot of times, and the moral of the story with this LS versus non-LS thing, as far as dating and dating somebody in that, is that you have to learn to just lead off on the good foot. Because, and I'm gonna say this for the fellas, because the fellas tend to lie a lot about this. Because when women tell us this shit, they think that we're judging the body count. And yeah, some fellas are gonna judge the body count. But in reality, if that dude wants to smack and he's attracted to you, he's gonna look past all of that and still fuck with you. But when it comes to us fellas, we don't think about that. We're thinking, oh my God, if I tell her I'm out here, on some swang a lang a lang shit, doing some bald headed hoe shit. Hey Carmen, what's up, short stack? Think she's actually shorter than you, Nova.
I'm tall in my heart.
Yeah, so is she. She, she. She's like 4'11", but her personality's like 6'2". You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Me too.
She has a really good heart, though. That's a sweetheart right there.
Yeah.
It's a sweetheart. She's good people. She's really good people. But the thing is that the way that I see it is that you have to be honest with whoever it is that you're dealing with.
Yes.
And fellas, like I said, that's what I was about to say before I start talking about that. Fellas, you have to understand, if you really got that game and you really are that dude, you got that swagger, telling a shorty the truth ain't gonna make her run away from you.
Yeah.
It actually might get you the pussy sooner, because a lot of times a woman just want to fuck too. Even on the vanilla side, sometimes she's looking at you like, I just wanted to hang out with him and maybe get some dick and see where it goes. I'm not expecting to just walk into fucking wedding bells or whatever the fuck. A lot of females ain't on that time in these days.
Right.
They are a lot more open to exploring their own sexual experiences, and they just might want to form a little communication, a little connection before they delve into all of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're vanilla girls, because they're trying to form that communication, and they need that connection. They don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, my thing is that you can't allow your anxiousness or your fear of loss to allow you to live a lie.
That part. Yeah.
And Nova, you can't sweep your shit under the rug no more. Hashtag no more rugs.
I don't sweep anything under the rug.
You can't even look me straight in the face and tell me that shit.
I just believe in love and rainbows and butterflies and unicorns.
Yeah, well, guess what? Reality is not full of rainbows and unicorns and all that other bullshit. Sometimes shit is rough. Now, granted, there's beauty in this world. There's rainbows in this world. There's definitely unicorns in this world. Hey, unicorns, come holler at me. I got some work for y'all. But my whole thing is that you have to understand, you cannot come into any kind of relationship, whether it's just a fuck shit, situationship, relationship, whatever type of shit. You cannot be in that and not communicate fully how you feel. And you have to close the book. You can't keep leaving it open. Stop being a pussy. I know. Listen, I know you are what you eat. I get that. But my whole thing is that sometimes you have to step outside of being the peacemaker, and you have to keep it 100 and actually finish and close the situation. You have to lay down the law and say, listen, this is where I stand. I'm in this position. This is where I am. And if you want to fuck with me, this is what it is. And they have two choices: accept it or not accept it. It's simple.
Jeep, I'm on my way to your house. I'll be there in a couple hours.
Well, just make sure I get the video. Because, these weekdays is a little lonely for me. I'll be too busy working to have any fun.
Same.
Sniff and tear.
Same. I'm about to go to sleep right now. All right, so let's get to these announcements.
Yes, let's get to these announcements because
so many exciting things coming up.
Yes, we do. Oh boy, you better watch out for CJ. CJ's a carnivore.
I'll have to watch out for her. I'm waiting for her to come my way. Shorty, swing my way.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you, 1 minute you're going to be dressed, the next minute you will not be so dressed. And you won't even see it come. I'm telling you, that girl different. That girl is different. I'm just telling you.
Mm.
I just am giving you a heads up because I'm not going to tell you all the things I know, but I'm going to just tell
My
you.
cheeks are getting hard from smiling so hard. Go to the announcements.
Anyway, I'm reading these comments. Let's see. We have some
Jeep's gonna be
things
there
coming
next week.
up.
Jeep's gonna be there
Let's.
next week too.
Jeep's going to be there next week. Yes, she is.
All right. Okay.
Jeep's pulling up. She going to back it up. She going to back
Yes.
that Jeep up and go beep beep on your face. Ah. Anyway, all right. So first thing I want to do, first things first. First thing I want to do is give a shout out to my fellow cohorts at the Discreet
DF
Friends, DF Nation, and all of that good stuff. Thank you. I'll be forgetting to say the DF Nation thing a lot of times.
Yes.
With Jonathan and Doc Izzy, Mondays, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so you pull up on that, you're going to have yourself a great time. I'm going to fly through these because we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I don't want to hold this up too long.
Yeah.
Next, we have these naughty and nice games that Lisa White does. They're great icebreakers and all of that. And I'm telling you, you want to get your hands on one of these, screenshot this, and you can communicate with her, or I can put you in touch with her, and y'all can make that happen.
Use
All
the
that
code
good stuff.
TSX for your discount.
You said what?
Use the code TSX for your discount.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Use the code TSX for your discount. I forgot about that. Okay, my bad. Thank you. See? That's why you're here, because you're way more on point than I am with this stuff. Also want to shout out to my brother and those lovely sisters. I ain't calling them my sisters, though, because I would do nasty things to them. Anyway, the BLX podcast. This isn't even the one I want to put up. I want to put up this one. This is every Wednesday at 9 p.m. You know, and apparently they're going to be having a racy, raunchy conversation going on over there. It's funny because I was thinking about talking about that too, but I was like, maybe not yet because I don't want to look like I'm trying to promote myself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll. Next weekend, my very good friend Jonathan, the master hugger himself, is having a birthday party. God damn it. Somebody send me the flyer with Leah's thing on it because she's going to kick my ass. Yes, I do not have the flyer. And, you know, damn, I literally only have one more show to promote this, and I do not have the flyer. I need the flyer. And actually, I blame Leah for this because I said this on the last show, and I said, somebody send me the flyer with her on it, and nobody sent it to me. So whatever. I'm not taking accountability for this because I asked for it, and I know she looked. Anyway, so
excuses.
Ass kicking.
Yes.
I took some accountability, but I did ask for it from last week, and nobody gave it for me.
That's right.
Nobody sent it to me. Anyway, so Jonathan and Leah are celebrating their birthdays. If somebody sends it to me right now, I'll put it up before we go, just because it's going down next week, and we want to make sure anybody that wants to go has an opportunity to go. We're gonna have I think we're up to floor 3 right now of rooms.
I got my room. I'm
that
ready.
Are being taken over. Like it went from a 1 floor floor crawl to like a 3 floor crawl. Damn, this is twisting my tongue like. Anyway, listen, my tongue has done some work. It's a little tired. It's good. But anyway, so yeah, that's the situation with that. You get at Jonathan directly, or if you don't know how to reach him, hit me up, and you will get your room situated. and we will see you there. Let's get to floor 4 so we can just take over this whole goddamn hotel.
That
You know
part.
what I'm saying? Let's get to floor 4. That's what I want to see. Floor 4. Hashtag floor 4 by next week. Bam. Let's make it happen. Anyway, so moving right along. Now, on the 29th of March,
Yes. This
I
weekend.
am hosting this event, which is a vanilla event, but it is also going to be a very good time. You
Mm-hmm.
can literally look up this name on Eventbrite and you will find the tickets very easily. Or if you want to hit me up directly, I will set you up with everything, all that good stuff. Let me know. Stop yawning in the camera, Nova. I can see you.
Right.
Um, getting too old for this shit, huh?
I'm ready. Listen.
um, so this is gonna be a good time. It's a semi-formal event. Like I said, it's a vanilla event, but you want to come out, show some love, say hi. You know, I'm shaking hands and kissing titties. I mean, I'm shaking hands and kissing. Oh, damn, I can't. There's no way I can say it's not going to
Just,
sound
just
fucked up.
shaking hands.
I'm going to be saying hi, and I'll be giving. I can't even say hugs. God damn it, Jonathan, the fucking hug thing. You corrupted the whole hug fucking. Can't even say hugs anymore. Anyway, so I'll be there saying hi and greeting people in a very respectable way, and that's just what that's going to be.
Mhm.
Um, let's see what else we have here. I feel like that's about it. We
Yeah.
have we have this Sunsets at Grand Lido trip. Um, that's going down December 12th to the 15th.
Yeah.
You screenshot the information there. You can book up. There's very limited rooms. I know a lot of people are still hemming and hawing on what they're going to do. And I said December 16th, not 15th, excuse me. But it's going to be a great time. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. So y'all might want to be there because, you know, it's going to be so sexy. And you don't even understand. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that's what it is for that. We got one more thing to talk about, and this is very important. So drum roll. Boom. Hotel takeover. August 22nd to August 24th. Now
Mhm.
this, ladies and gentlemen, is my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
My birthday's on the 21st. So it's really my birthday weekend. I am going to be on a different level of ball headed host shit that weekend.
Birthday behavior.
You know, I'm just saying it now because that's what it's going to be. If you see me in a random place and I'm stroking, go by and mind your business unless you're joining in. Fellas, don't wait till my back is turned to talk to my girls, please. That's
Oh.
annoying. It's really annoying because I still see you. And now I'm shaking my head because I'm like, you could have just did it in my face as long as
Yeah,
you didn't
disrespectful.
touch them or didn't violate in any kind of crazy way. You'd have been all right. But, you know, you're going to wait till I turn around or till I'm busy.
No.
I'm not going to punch you in the face just because you're saying hi. I expect you to be attracted to people that I find attractive.
Right.
You know, but anyway, so this is going to be a great time. This
Epic.
is a complete hotel takeover. Go ahead, Nova, because you
That
got something.
means you get naked at check-in. Drop your clothes and hang out all around, all around, all around. It's gonna be so much fun. We got blackout curtains, no phones. This is discreet friends, so it's discreet takeover, right? It's gonna be BDSM, it's gonna be body paint, it's gonna be
Massage.
massages, it's gonna
The
be
massage therapist is fucking gorgeous in real life too.
I
I've met her
cannot
before,
wait. I cannot wait. And I think we're having body paint
and
later
and
again.
her dude is like super cool. Like he's a cool ass dude. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying? I think the ladies might actually want to fuck with that guy. He's a cool dude. He has a cool energy about him. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
we gonna be there. So I'm gonna be there. Max gonna be there. His lovely ladies. Jeep gonna be there. Miss Joy Waters is in the building, right? So we outside. Everybody needs to just get your tickets and
Max. It's
use
Max,
code
yeah.
word Max for your
It's
discount.
very easy. Capital MAX.
That's it.
Use
That's
the
it. And
code.
you need to book your room and a ticket.
And buy a ticket. And you use the code to buy your ticket, not book the room.
Right.
You book your room, you do that. But when you're buying your ticket, you use the code MAX, and you're in the building.
It's gonna be hot like fire.
It's going to be super amazing. It's going to be super califragilisticexpialidocious.
Yes.
So I want y'all to understand how important it is that y'all participate in all these wonderful things that we have going on. CJ, we gonna make sure that RGB thing happens. I mean, it's gonna
Oh
happen.
yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
we got a sign up sheet that we're gonna open up. We're gonna open up a sign up.
Oh, and there might even be a little oil wrestling situation in the courtyard. We're gonna make sure we can sanction it. But if we can sanction it, there'll be some oil wrestling going on in the courtyard. So
CJ,
y'all might,
practice.
you know, that was CJ's nasty ass idea.
She and I are gonna have some practice runs.
You know, this is the one time I cannot jump in. See, Jonathan just sanctioned it. Game's over.
Jonathan.
We have oil wrestling. We already know where to put it. We talked on this offline, so we already know where to put it.
Okay.
That's why I said we are going to have an amazing time. Let me tell you something. I want to holler at y'all for a minute. I'm gonna actually take my shades off for this. I'm sleepy, but I want y'all to see me because I'm not really playing. I want y'all to understand something. Damn, it feels so bright because I've had them on for so long. Anyway, I want y'all to understand something. This takeover is going to be a different type. We have Lola Entertainment involved with all her sexy, lovely ladies that she has coming along with that. Not to mention the lovely Lola herself.
Yes.
We got YAS and all those sexy ass girls from Maryland, DMV, blah, blah, blah. We got the boudoir with all those lovely, and I will say boudoir has a nice rainbow of people coming. There's white, black, Spanish, all mixed up in their group, kind of like how the Street Friends is. And they're all coming here and they're bringing that energy. Let me tell you something. For y'all non-New Yorkers, y'all need to understand something. These motherfuckers that's coming, they don't wait till midnight to get the gun. So I want y'all to understand. Don't be startled when you check in at 3:00 and you go into your room and they already in there clapping and flapping. You understand what I'm saying? Because the shit is going down.
Yeah.
The shit is going down in this fucking event.
Yes. Make sure you have enough condoms.
And fellas, please. Don't, if you come to me asking for a condom, I'm gonna send you to the store. Or I'm gonna say go DoorDash some. Don't ask me. I don't have any. I don't care if you see me with a handful of them in my hand. Nah, I don't got none, bro. Because the shit is ridiculous. And ladies, have some for yourself too.
Yes.
Have some for yourself, ladies.
Always.
And I know it's almost time. We got a couple of minutes. Give me a little second here because I gotta eat. And I know you gotta go.
Yes.
Ladies, please pay attention. I understand the dick be dicking, but reach back there and make sure you're not being stealth. Because as much as we are careful of who we invite to these things, and we do pay attention about who's coming, somebody can always slip through the cracks. And though we do have some really good security there, we'd rather that they're just there for presence. We don't really want to use them. It's like having a weapon. you don't really want to use it. You just have it there just in case
Mm-hmm.
at last resort. So I'm gonna need y'all to just come with your awareness. Don't get too drunk or too high to the point that you cannot function and you don't know what's going on. And always have someone, whether you got to come to one of us in the staff, because you already know, anybody knows me knows I'm an automatic safe space.
That's
I
right.
am base. Ain't none of these men gonna try to go through me. I am base. If you need to chill, I will let
Mm-hmm.
you in my room, and it's not to fuck you. I mean, we could talk about that, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is so that you can get away from whatever's bothering you at
Yeah.
that moment, and then I'll get security involved so we can escalate this if we need to. Or if it's something small, then maybe we could just resolve a little conversation, and after that, we just go back to the fun. But it is essential that y'all don't get yourselves too wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And also, with both of these hotel takeovers, it is important that y'all clean up behind yourselves because it is a gift to have places to be able to do these events.
Yes.
And there are few and far places between that will allow us free reign to
Mm-hmm.
throw these events. And we
Yes.
will lose these locations like we've lost the other one if you do things that are against the rules. If you have to smoke, take your ass outside. It's going to be, the temperatures will be okay. Figure it out. You choose to be a smoker, you got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't afford to have the house burning, the place burning down, and somebody half naked, and now fire trucks is coming because you setting off alarms at the hotel and shit,
That's
and
right.
trying to turn off the fire. Let me tell you something. I'm an electrician. I actually know how to install fire detectors and fire smoke detectors and fire and carbon dioxide and all that shit. Let me tell you something. Disengaging it can sometimes set off the alarm too.
Yeah.
So I want you to understand, if you think you're going to try to be smart and take the battery out, now there's a fault at the control board saying that this one is not operational. That's a fire code violation. Now they're running automatically to your room, the hotel staff is, to see what's going on because
And
they
Rick
can't let that sit
out.
there. And if they find a poof of smoke there, that's your ass, but that's also us. Us as a lifestyle, we have to carry ourselves in a way that shows that yes, we could be wild, we can have all the crazy fun, oil wrestling and all this stuff, but we can also clean up behind ourselves. So this way we make it as easy for them to return it back to normal as possible. The hotel gets to make a lot of money. We get
Yes.
to do a lot of bald-headed hoe shit, and we have a place we can call home to do shit like that. But
Yes.
we'll lose that if y'all fuck this up. So I took extra time because I'm hungry to do this, and Nova's falling asleep on the camera. You know what I'm saying? I know she's tired. I get it.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, we appreciate y'all all for being here. And
Yes.
we will see y'all next week. Same
Yeah.
bat time,
Same
same
batch.
bat channel. You have anything before we go? Or
Take
is it
care
just,
of yourselves. Enjoy your life. Be responsible and have fun.
yes? Now, with
Yes.
all that being said,
Good
good
night.
night and stay blessed, y'all. Peace out.